Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're going to be working on a kind of a side project thing and kind of just doing whatever the hell I feel like because it's the weekend and I can do that. Yes, it's Saturday and that means it's fuck it day. Fuck it. I try to keep these actually keep the weekend ones pretty calm, pretty cool, chillax even. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm always available. I'd also like to announce formally that the next cases for next month, for March, because y'all fucking furries, we are doing, I gotta get the voice right. The Curious Case of Furry RPGs 2 and Animal Case, the double feature. Because God has abandoned us. God has abandoned me, hasn't he? Yeah, so we're gonna do the furry case. I got a few. The furry case is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna say that right now. Not even just like we're seeing things beyond our wildest dreams, and oh God, help, please. There's no escape from this eternal torment. But I get to go over some like I get to go over this game, which is like this is really what I'm looking forward to. This is what I got to deal with. Yeah, I get to go over this game. Get to go over whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, I found this on complete fucking accident. Yeah, like this kind of came out of nowhere for me. Also got this one, which is like, what the fuck? Why does this exist? But it's like it do exist. But yeah, no, this is what democracy's chosen for me, so that's just something I gotta live with. Hello, phone. What do you? Is it? Phone is gonna. Are you gonna tell me that Twitch contacted me? You are gonna contact me. That's great. That's lovely. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to yell or call me a faggot. I don't really care. So we are going to be working on this game. What is Metal Saviors exactly? Well, I was going to plan on doing a game after my friend's game has kind of reached its end. And the idea was I was going to run a mech game. And I didn't quite know how I wanted to do it initially. So I kind of hemmed and hawed a bit, but I said, you know what, fuck it. Let's do this one. As you can see, this is a Vanza from Front Mission, actually, because Front Mission is a cool series. And I decided that I was going to... Is that it? Gotcha. No, it's Lexicon. It's my vast and endless repertoire. So I decided to use the D2000 system for it, actually, simply because I can, and I want to see if it works. That's literally the only reason I'm doing this particular thing, is that I want to see if the D2000 system can be adapted to a mech game. I'm like 99% sure. So, roughly speaking, what's the... like, it's pretty standard. I would say it's pretty standard things when it comes to D2000. I didn't really do anything too exciting with that. I did do a basic explanation of what we're dealing with. We're dealing with things called CAVs, otherwise known as vertical armored cavalry units, or just CAV units. CAVs are giant robots, and they go things, and they go fast, and you blow them up. It's pretty much that. They're all in lines of military service. The entire idea that makes them really valuable is that you can saddle them. If you saddle a CAV unit, that means you can adapt it to different things. So you pretty much have a very mobile force that is allowed to adapt to a lot of different situations that infantry wouldn't normally be able to do. But yeah, no, I broke it down into two distinct groups. We have the Federal, the Federated Stars, and actually it would be the, what's the full, yeah, they're Federal pilots. Yeah, the Federal pilots, as well as the Imperial pilots. And then we have our basic stats. Nothing really changed here too much. The only big one is CAV reaction speeds, by virtue of just, if you are in a CAV unit, you're pretty much you average your finesse and your speed, instead of just having your speed modifier. They kind of give you an idea of how fast you're going based off purely your reaction speed. Because guess what? Being in a giant robot does change a lot of things about, going fast and, making sure you don't die horrifically, because dying sucks. News at 11. So, let's see. Let's get to it. Skills are pretty much the exact same. I took some skills out. Some skills I'm like, this isn't really appropriate for this kind of situation. And I added a few new... I added, I think, like one or two... I added 2 additional military skills. And I added in... Let's see, where was the other one? Yeah, a few more technical skills. Because the entire idea is that you have a few cav tricks by virtue of being like, hey, this is cav navigation, this is cav piloting, this is cav tricks. Things in there, as well as having sensory equipment. The sensory equipment is cool. We've got our basic ATBs. The only big thing is you do have the option of becoming a cav nut, which is a cav nut is just someone who really likes cavalry, cav units. That's literally it. The only other big change is, again, we have combat training. If you may notice, we don't actually have weapon proficiencies. That's on purpose, because guess what? Weapon proficiencies don't really do much, because, well, you're in giant fucking robots the majority of the time, and you're all expected to be military. So it's like, it's not really pertinent to put them in there. I did put this in there, though. The idea of the CAV pilot license. A pilot license pretty much is your designation to be able to pilot these things and understand how to. Because there are 3 main ones and a 4th kind, and 2 that aren't really going to be used too much. We have the Curiouses, I believe that's what it's called. Very heavily armed, very heavily armored, very slow. Dragoons are kind of the medium, and Hussars are really fast and really not very durable. The Imperial, on the other hand, the Imperials actually get something called a Lancer, which is a very fast, very deadly, and also incredibly thin armored base. Pretty much it's like a Hussar 2. Very, very fast, very deadly, to the pilot more than anything. Then we have Labors. Labors are exactly what you would think they are. They are bots designed to do work. That's pretty much it. They're not really combat. Which kind of also goes down to a clans and then to clan stuff. One of the ideas is that there are these roving, flying, clans out there that are kind of mercenary, kind of not. We have basic endurance and then cogs in the engine. Backgrounds. Alright. Military background. When choosing a rolling for background, character will have access to full combat training, combat skills, background skills. Which also brings me to... I actually wrote down my notes on this one. So, okay. Alright, so we need to... Okay. So, let's see. The Empire of Catan, under benevolent guidance of His Majesty Emperor Constantine von Kaisersberg, galaxy taking the reign. Reunite the world's humanity. The world's humanity. Under the mental security of peace, the Imperial military has become the finest and largest force ever assembled. Ensure allows all subject world pay a tithe and raise military service to the Empire, while vast petty squabbles permeate command structure. Well-placed words in court can make or break a campaign. As a kind of pilot of the Empire of Catan, you are chosen to become the knights in shining armor drawn from petty nobility, laymen with the right connections, cav pilots. Play a pivotal role in war doctrine, a powerful hammer to break upon. Vast infantry-based anvil. Infantry-based anvil. Yes. So, let's see. If playing Imperial pilots, want to select a childhood. Select a childhood. What did I end up calling it? Adulthood. Adulthood. Finally. And finally, their service. Roll or select a childhood, adulthood, and final service. Which, if we go down here a little because we need to understand backgrounds. So roughly, we're going to be looking at about. Oops, put that there. Oopsie doopsie. So what? At it would be backgrounds are mostly composed of about 20 different skills is what we're looking at. A normal background's about 20 different skills. I believe, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 12, about 20 skills to 15 skills is pretty average. So we want to end up with about 20 skills. So we're using about 20 skills. Let's think. We want to do this. We will do childhood chosen skills. We're gonna have to break this up into 3 sections. So if we break it up into 3 main sections, your childhood is gonna be, let's say, like 5, 10. Actually, no, 5. Well, actually, we'll do 5, 10, and something like that. So your service is gonna determine a lot more about you than, say, like your childhood. So childhood chosen skills, we'll just put it at 5 for everything for right now. And let's do royal. Actually, where are you? Where? Silk and steel. What'd it do? So, go. Scroll here. So we want to do royalty, aristocrat. What would it be? Wouldn't it be high business? It would be what would be actually okay. Then we'll those will be our 6. This is what you were born into. It's kind of the idea. Aristocrat. So if we do the idea like you are, because the idea behind the Imperial, the core concept behind the Imperial guys is that they are incredibly okay. They accept just about anyone. You just have to be the right. You gotta be right. Is this your own thing? Yes, this is my own thing. This is something I work on every now and again. This is something called D2000. I wrote D2000, which can be effectively summarized as Notepad feels like writing his own Palladium game, so I wrote my own Palladium game because I have 0 sense of right and wrong. So, royal aristocrat bug. So let's see. Don't need any of the background skills. Do need to consult our gigantic list of skills though. I am a child of royalty. What would I pick up? Okay, so if I am a child of royalty, most likely it will. You're gonna get pick up. Guess I'm gonna add another stick skill for like hands. Actually, we'll give you plus 10% on it. We'll give you royalty. You wouldn't really have any skills here necessarily. Everyone starts with see. Start with intelligence. We'll say intelligence at 10%. Let's see. Most of your skills are pretty much already going to be handed to you as a child. As a child of royalty, you are going to have a lot of your skills handed to you by virtue of just being royal. And that's the unfortunate part of it. We'll do charm. Actually, no, we'll do diplomacy. Diplomacy. Or to get charm. Empathy. Servants are going to get deception. Streetwide X. And nothing much else. Everything else you're gonna laymen are gonna be our kind of our opener that allows you to kind of shift and move to where you want. So because we already have this, you're going to end up, that's correct, diplomacy intelligence plus 10, and that means you're going to get to be able to choose one skill. Two. That means you get 3 skills and bug. Going to get charm, and trade. That means you get 3. Pretty much being the idea that you are someone who is learning you've learned how people work pretty early on. So you get 2. Layman gets nothing, and servants get deception. Streetwise courts. So the concept being, I'm gonna get my dice out here. I'm an Imperial. I am going to play an Imperial pilot. I roll on here. I rolled a 2. I'm an aristocrat. I'm going to, by default, get diplomacy and intelligence as a skill. Then I get to choose 3 skills to kind of represent my childhood, me growing up. I can invest it more into intelligence. I can invest it more into diplomacy. I can invest it anywhere I feel like. By virtue of, that's something I learned. I am learning to be better. I'm learning stuff. I'm generally being a more productive human being according to my family. And they changed it again. Google, why are you the way that you fucking are? Spring to adulthood. We can do for adulthood, it's roughly the same thing, actually. Because again, we need to get 5 skills in there. So we need to do bureaucracy, business, finance, military, socialite. Those will be our three. Pretty much that's you saying, I am a this person, pretty much. I'm a person of lordly caliber. You're not really a pilot per se. You are just a guy who makes sure people get what they want. You're probably drafted later. Actually, I could do 1d6 and then we do. So, you know, I'd do this. We can do real bureaucracy, and then we can tear bureaucracy. Again, by virtue of being like, I am in the Imperial, I'm in the Imperial Court. I'm a person who does things and make sure that people get what they want, because guess what? I'm a person, my job is to make sure that people. So we're 5 skills, and what I'm going to do, we're going to go down the list, determine who needs what. So. Bureaucracy. What do you... Actually, no, it'd be Imperial bureaucracy. Imperial bureaucracy. Put it down here just so... Military bureaucracy. Different from military by virtue of... This is saying, like, you join the military. This is saying, like, I am a person who makes sure the military... If I want to be more specific, what I can actually do is call it, like, the Army versus the... Army versus Naval Service. Yeah, I can actually, let's do that. Imperial bureaucracy. You're going to get... We'll give you lore. Imperial, you just know shit about Imperial business. You're going to get trade. You're going to get trade X. Pretty much, you're going to choose your trade that you are very much specialized in, because you're a person in business. That's what you do. So, electronics. No, business is going to get a lot because of just the idea, like, they can just go into whatever they feel like. Let's see. Army service, do we need... Socialite, actually. No. No, we don't. So, don't need any of that. Espionage and rogue skills. Imperial bureaucracy. You're also going to get investigation. Investigation. Actually, let's see. So, you're going to get investigation. Intelligence. Military service, you're going to get search. Socialite, you're going to get intelligence, because intelligence is very valuable because it allows you to pretty much find things out about people. Naval service, you're going to get fuck all because you're in the goddamn Navy. Field medical skills. Or not really going to worry about any of these, because guess what? We don't really need to. Military skills. So this is actually kind of important. We're going to get command structure. Naval is also going to get command structure, as well as 0G. Yes, these guys are the only ones able to actually get 0G stuff, which is actually fairly important. Military army service, would they get... We can give... I'm going to give army service tactics, not naval service, though. Actually, no, we'll give naval service tactics. But you can invest wherever you want. People skills. Socialite is going to get charm, deception, diplomacy. diplomacy, and etiquette. They pretty much get 0 skills that they can choose, but they get a lot of people skills right off the bat. Let's see. Finance. Actually, with business, you're going to get barter. Finance, you're going to get etiquette. Let's see, is there anything I really need to? No, I don't really think I need to. Actually, we can give army service. We're going to give cav piloting to the army service guy. By virtue of being like, as a member of the armed forces, you are expected to know this thing. If I really wanted to, I could give them one of these, but I don't feel like that's too appropriate. So, Imperial bureaucracy, or lore, Imperial lore. This would be service, army service, and then naval service. You 4 skills. Actually, no, you get 3 skills, I say. Trade and barter. Finance, investigation, intelligence, and etiquette. Oh boy, I'm in the financial sector. So you 3, so you 2. Let's see, search, command structure, tactics, and cav piloting. Get 1 for your army service. As a socialite, you get fuck all, because guess what? You're a socialite. You're not really supposed to do anything else other than socialize. Which brings me to this Navy. 2. Which then we're going to go here. We want to be really specific. We do a service branch. Because again, everyone's going to get drafted anyway we're looking at it. You're all part of the military as an Imperial pilot. It's the entire point. It's kind of like your background leading up to it. Are you a career man or not? So, as part of the service branch, we're going to have the Army. Actually, we'll Imperial Ground Forces. Imperial Defense Battalion. Imperial Defense. Imperial Navy. Imperial Cavalry. Pretty much your trained cav officer. The Officers Academy. And then finally, it would be the Science Corps. Actually, Imperial Field Corps. Otherwise known as the Science Guys. You're the Bill Nye, the Science Guy. And you get 10 chosen skills down here. But also going to give you just a little few. Here, select that, and then we have a few different skills. We have quite a few different skills, luckily. Let's see. So, Imperial Defense is pretty much being Imperial. As an part of Imperial Defense, you pretty much were born and bred. You entered the service, and your job was to sit somewhere and not do anything, because you will probably fuck it up. Or it was kind of a very comfortable position. That's kind of the idea. Like, it's a very comfortable, very quiet, let's just say. Actually, you're going to get domestic work. That's what your job would be. Ground forces, you're gambling. Imperial Navy. Nothing much there. Okay, so electronics. Field Corps, you're going to pick up engineering. Actually, no, you're going to pick up general mechanics. Imperial Cavalry Unit is also going to pick up general mechanics. Actually lead into advanced mechanics, with the idea being like you, as a hardcore member of an Imperial Cav unit, your job is to sit down and make sure you know the ins and outs of that. Like, that's kind of your job. Actually, let's give all of these guys general mechanics. Which leads to this. Do we have anything here that is like super? We'll give you the Officers Academy Intelligence and Investigation, but not much else. Actually, Imperial Defense Search. I guess we'll give ground forces stealth. Field Corps doesn't really get anything here because the Field Corps is not designed to be there. So medical skills. Medical skills. We're gonna give Field Corps guys first aid. Ground forces are also going to get first aid. And that's pretty much it. Military. Everyone is... So ground forces are going to get command structure. Imperial Navy is also going to get command structure. 0G, because again, we need to make sure. Command structure. Field Corps is the only ones that are not, so actually you're going to get command structure at plus 10%. Because you are a literal fucking officer, so I'm hoping you would get something like that. People skills. As an officer, you're going to get command at 10%. And plus 10%, I see. Let's see. Is there anything more? And actually, public speaking. Well, science skills. You're going to get formal science X, and a natural science X, as well as mathematics. That's all you're going to be. Actually, you're probably technical. We're going to get a technical X. That's pretty much all you're going to get. Cavalry unit. Cav navigation, Cav piloting, Cav tricks, and yeah, Cav tricks. So we're going to get all of those as well as sensory. We're also going to get to land navigation. Your final one is you are going to get... Actually, so... Cavalry unit, you're going to get Cav nut. That's pretty much it. So here, let's organize this real fast. So gambling, we need to put one left, and combat training. Then gambling, stealth, and command structure for military. Military, it's going to cost 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're only going to get 10 chosen skills. Imperial defense is going to be military. Navy is going to be military. Imperial cavalry unit is going, yeah, I believe should be military. Yeah, military. Almost all these guys are going to be military. The only one that isn't is going to be the Imperial Field Corps. Because the Field Corps guys are not really trained for combat. These guys are trained to make sure, pretty much, they are support guys. That's their entire thing. That's the entire idea. So you're going to get 8, 8, 8, 8. Ooh. Military, 8, 8, 8, 8. And you're 8, and you're 10. This leads to Imperial Defense, Domestic Work, and Land Navigation. So you're only going to get 3 because I need land navigation. Domestic work, search, and command structure. So you only cost 3, so you get quite a bit. You have a lot of time to train how you choose to operate. Command, general mechanics, you get 2, 3. Should I put piloting back? I actually took piloting out. Actually, we'll do pilot. I will do pilot. Pilot spacecraft. Actually, pilot X. Ability to pilot and understand basics of the basic mechanics of military vehicles. There we go. Well, X determines kind of like where you're actually doing. So if you want to be like, I can fly these things, yeah, that's what you're gonna be. Let's repair. Going to be, and we'll do military pilots spacecraft. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Imperial Cavalry. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 0. As an Imperial Cavalry unit, as an Imperial Cavalryman, you've been born and bred to know how to fucking pilot. You're going to do a very good job at it. So the Officers Academy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And the Field Corps. Select all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So, let's roll. I'm going to roll just a sample basic idea of what an Imperial character might look like. So, our first roll, what's our childhood looking like? We are a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, low burger. So we're going to have so our basic skills is that we're going to have empathy. Actually, we'll put skills. We're going to have empathy, and trade at plus 10%. We also get to choose 2 skills. So let's debate what our trade is. Our trade is probably going to be something we'll do. We'll do mechanics. We are a trained mechanic. Our father was a mechanic. We were a mechanic. We are someone who understands a lot when it comes to this thing. So we get 2 skills. Actually, we get 3 skills, correct? No, we get 2 skills. You know what? Let's say we were a cav. Well, let's say we were a cav pilot. So we that, and what I can do, pick up cav. Then we'll do cav navigation. So again, we've established who we are. We're a low burger. We've worked on cavalry. So that's our entire thing. That's our entire life. And we roll again. So let's do 3. Let's roll. Roll to 5. We became a socialite after that. So we're a socialite. So we get a lot of skills here. So we get intelligence. charm, deception, diplomacy, and etiquette. So we pretty much, using this, our basic life story is like we were a cav pilot. We were pretty much born and bred into the lower scama of building cav units. We probably ingratiated ourselves with somebody and rose to lofty heights. And during our time in the military, we are a Imperial Defense Legion. Yep, we're Imperial Defense. So we gain domestic work, search, and we know about command structure. And we also get 3 skills to play with. So let's say we are going to bump our cav piloting up a little bit. But we want to have the idea that we are this very extensive knowledge. Actually, let's pick up Cavnut. I think Cavnut idea. So we have 1 more. That would be a good one. Actually, we can technical. There we are. So this is our basic, what a basic character might look like. With their very basic skills. Is this my hack of Chrome Strike? No, this is not my hack of Chrome Strike. This is actually my own thing I've been meaning to write for a while, but I'm just doing it now because I can do that. I want to, pretty much, I'm giving Duke until about, I'm going to say the end of March to see what he wants to do with Chrome Strike. If I see absolutely nothing on Chrome Strike, I might do something. Oh God. Yeah. It's like, if Duke does literally nothing, then I'll be like, yeah, you don't plan on doing it. Let's take your Tower Girl money and leave. So yeah, so this is our very standard character for the Imperial Legion. So, which leads me to do federal pilots. As a federal pilot. Actually, what did I end up calling the full Federal Republic of Star Systems? Let's see. As a pilot, actually, the Federal Republic of Star Systems. Federal Republic of Star Systems is a collection of human colonies that have banded together for mutual assistance against the encroachment of the Imperials. Currently under the rule of the Central Council. Let's see, the Central Authority. Actually, the Central Council runs the democratic process. Runs the democratic process tightly, trying to organize the disparate worlds, organize the worlds into a cohesive whole. The federal fleet is a ragtag but massive assortment of old ships, new ships, and a determined fighting force. The Republic only asks for assistance from member worlds. However, not providing necessary resources, the necessary requests, often results in withheld funding. Public funding. The bureaucracy. Spelling this right, because bureaucracy is one of those words. It makes complete sense of how you're spelling it, but I always feel like spelling it wrong. The bureaucracy is vast and Byzantine. Relying on in-depth knowledge to pierce its complicated linguistic nightmare. Is this a D100 game? Yes, it is a D100 game. It is technically a D2000 game, though, because you'll be rolling a D20 and a D100 for it. As the cav pilots for the Federal Republic, you are drawn from the highest ranking. You are drawn from those who manage to score high on various aptitude tests to signify. So I just noticed this was wrong. Aptitude tests to signify ability and skill when piloting a cav unit. Calves are how do I want to word this? Calves are an accepted part of doctrine, but often finding themselves, in all facets of federal military life. If playing federal pilots, roll or select their initial deployment. Roll or select their first two tours of duty. Followed by a potential third, fourth, fifth. Hello, Ironside. Jesus. In the axis of mech pilot relevance, where does it fall? Pretty much the goal is that I want people to feel, I wanted them to strike a pretty even balance between the two. Because all of these are your skills. These aren't your cav unit skills. At the end of the day, your actual mech unit is a pretty standardized weapon. Like, you're going to be able to hop in, you're going to be able to play around, you're going to be able to do stuff, but it's very much like, this is you piloting this giant robot. Yes, Ironside found the fact that Mashiro is in here, so... How to earn note coins. Claim special bonuses. Tier 1 grow a watch streak. Monthly first gives up. Follow the channel and you get bonus ones. Remember, the more you watch, the more note coins you generate. Now let's see. Playing 2 hours of duty followed by 4 potentially. So yeah, I want characters to feel pretty, I'd say pretty important compared to everything. Yeah, we don't need to know about Federal anymore. Federal Relief, FRSS, is pretty much like the idea is that the Imperials are like actually organized and know what's going on. The issue is that they are incredibly focused on their own petty honors and things. That's why they never win. The only problem is that the actual like Federation is so caught up in their own ass they end up being not quite knowing what's going on. Let's do we'll do tour of duty. Do is we can select Federal Ground Forces, Federal Colony Patrol, Federal Armored Corps, Federal Armored Cavalry units. Federal Armored Cavalry. Pretty much you're just a full-on armored cav-man. The Federal Officers Academy, and then it'll be the Federal Field and Research, Field Research and Development. I've been invited to join a group on Steam. I will join the group on Steam. Pending invites. I will accept. I have been joined. I have joined the masses. I've become one. One with me. One with God. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I don't know. I was actually thinking about it because I was thinking about riffs, and I was typing up something about riffs in another channel. I have fallen asleep once at the table, absolutely once, and I was back from school. It was a long ass day. I had a bunch of stuff to do, and we played riffs that night, and God, I tried so fucking hard. I passed the fuck out. Yeah, I passed the fuck out. Like, it was like my entire body gave out. That was the only time I've ever fallen asleep. And I'm pretty good. I've only fallen asleep at like my desk once. Like I've fallen asleep at my desk when I put my feet up, because I have like a little futon next to my, it's like a couch. I use it as a couch. And I fell asleep like that more than once. I put my feet up and just like listen to something. Is he German? No, he is racist. Sorry, everybody. We only racism max here. Oh God, what's over here? Okay. Okay, so tour of duty. So again, we need to get 20 skills maximum. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Because the idea is your first tour of duty. You're going to get your core skills. You're going to get just like basic ideas of like how your character actually functions. Your second tour of duty is going to be kind of like, these are where your core skills are going to come from, but every subsequent duty, actually, first two tour rolls. Yeah, so the idea being that like you pretty much gamble attributes. So your third tour of duty is like your gambling attributes and shit like that. So actually, if we do the, actually I know what we can do. We'll call these our core tour of duty. duties, and this will be if we need to get to well, we're going to say we're going to need to get to 18 skills. We need to get to 18 on all of these. You're not going to be as well. You're gonna have like a little bit less skill. Actually, we can probably get to like, let's get to 15. Like, yeah, you are not as good as a standard by virtue of being this. By virtue of being this, you're not actually going to be as good as a standard, you know, Imperial. However, so actually we can do, actually we'll do 16 instead. We'll do 16. You're 4 skills less, but I can divide it nicely into 2. So you're going to be rolling effectively on this twice. We'll select the first 2 tours of duty, followed by potential 3. So yeah, the thief powered by stealing. I don't know what you're talking about. No one would have done that, right? That's ridiculous. Not a single company out there would ever do something like that. Not a single goddamn one that would ever do that. What was it? It wasn't White Wolf. It was oh yes, the Ravnos. Yeah, the fucking Ravno. Let's see, Ravnos vampire. Because they ended up with a. Where was? Let's see the. Yeah, the Bay Merzim. Troublemaker and Plagues. Yeah, the Ravnos clan are the ones that not a single fucking person played. Not a single person played the Ravnos clan. Let's see. The Assamites. No one played the Assamites. If you played an Assamite, you were being an edgy asshole. Bruja was popular. Gangrel was popular. Hecta? That's it's Giovanni. It's Clan Giovanni. Giovanni, I've played with one Giovanni guy before. And that guy was an asshole. So I have a very bad tendency with Giovanni. It's a cool clan. La Sombra are my boys. I love La Sombra. Fuck anyone who says otherwise. Alcavians are very easy to go into Fishmouths. Nosferatu are my second favorite. After, if I say, can I play La Sombra, they don't let me play a Sombra, I will play a Nosferatu immediately. Just because Nosferatu are the best. Ventrue are my third. Yeah. Then we have the, I hate Toreadors. They're the stupidest ones. Let's see. Scion. Oh, God. Like, let's do. It would be Onyx Path. What at this point? Like, Scion is one of those very bizarre games. Like, it's how do I want to word this? Storyteller is the absolute worst goddamn thing for to play a Scion game with. It's like, how do you pick like the absolute like worst option available for a system? And it's that. It's like the original like old Street Fighter RPG. Yeah, okay. Strongest Scion player. like Street Fighter White Wolf, like the old Street Fighter White Wolf games. Like, Storyteller is the wrong game for this. Storyteller is just not right. Like, but people like Storyteller for like. Thing is, like, Storyteller is a game that works for like one very particular thing. But yeah, the Street Fighter. Yeah, White Wolf back in the day got the license to make an officially licensed, mind you, an officially licensed Street Fighter role-playing game. And I do need to make, like, here's the thing. You're like, I have a few ideas. Like, I have a few ideas for games. Like, Mech RPG 2 can get. I need like one more to really fill it out. I think I have one to do. Actually, I should say is I do have Fellowship. Fine. Got Fellowship. Furry RPG, which I just get to be sad about because fuck all of you guys. Like I got a few of the TG ones. I should actually put DVV 3 on here as well as yeah. Like I have things like Beast the Primordial, where I have no idea. Yeah, fuck you, fuck you all. Beast is like I have a few options for Storyteller. Like there are options for Storyteller. But the problem is, like, it would be a very bizarre stream. Because I would, like, it would be the first 30 minutes, I would explain the system. And then everything after that, I would need to, like, everyone would need to understand what the basic system is as I explain some of the intricacies per each one. Because there are actually, like, depending on the book you're playing, there are actually some very deep intricacies with them. And like why things are the way they are, and then we get to just go over Beast and feel sad about it. I do have the franchise games. Some of these need to get moved around a little bit. Let's see. I'm still hunting for this one. This is my new white whale. It's a game not a single other human fucking being has heard about. But this is Dune Rose. I did not believe this was... Like, just look at this cover. Just look at it. Like, that's a fucking romance novel right there. That is a fucking romance novel. It's not, though. Like, it's not. This is an actual game that you can buy right now. And it's from Sweden. Now... There is something very hysterical, and I can't say anything about it. I can't say anything. However, all I'm saying is that this Swedish-made game is very much set with an Arabic culture in mind. Let's just say that. I am... I looked at it. I looked at this game and I'm like, I refuse to believe this is like a real thing. I didn't believe it was real at first. I honestly did not believe. You mean how a Swedish game? I can't say it. However, we're all thinking it. And I'm like, oh, like yeah, Dune Rose was like a weird one. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like. I've got a few other ones. Like, look, I was actually surprised the superhero case did as well as it did. So I got a few that I'm actually like, I want to go over these really badly. But they're very odd. Oh yeah, see, I'm actually kind of happy that Uvra didn't finish because, oh, thanks Sir Wolpertinger for subscribing. Wink, wink. For those who don't know, I know Sir Wolpertinger. He's my friend. I've known him since high school. Actually, we've known each other since middle school, haven't we? Fuck. God damn. We're old. We're old, Wolpertinger. We're old. Fucking boomers. He is an unfortunate soul. It is Sedwhack. Ow, God. Ow. Oh, wait a... Oh, God, no, I just realized he did that. That means I get money, and that means it goes to the Crisis Heroin Fund. Oh, God. Yes, yeah, I'm kind of happy Ura didn't get picked, because Ura, I'm gonna do Ops and Tactics. Now, I say why Ops and Tactics is kind of an odd duck, because Ops and Tactics is done. Melon has, Sweet Soul Bro, or Melon, has decided that he's not going to do Ops and Tactics anymore. It has officially reached the end, which is actually kind of a big deal, because Ops and Tactics has been going on for a very, very long time. And it kind of reaching it's kind of an end of an era in a way. I've honestly, I don't think I can read all of it. That's going to be a very long one, because I'm gonna, like, I've told him straight up, like, I'm not going to read everything. He going to make a new thing? Probably not. This was literally an autism project for him. This was his personal thing. I don't think he'll make something else. He's been working on Ops and Tactics for years now. Years. Let's see. Technically, we can't do another generic case. I just need the I know Wuso, he posted the amazing engine. I need to make sure, but I've got actually quite a bit of generic case stuff. Elder Eras are good to go. I'm ready to do it. I think it's going to be fun. It's just doing it. The animal games surprisingly went a lot better than I was thinking of. I have a few of them. Some aren't quite full on, but yeah, it's there. No, this is the one that I've been hunting for. The Riddle of Steel successors. Now, for those who don't know, Riddle of Steel was actually a very popular game for kind of an odd reason. Like, Riddle of Steel was this game. Actually, right here. Which, it introduced an incredibly lethal and incredibly accurate, actually, fairly accurate for what it was, melee combat system. It was a very brutal fucking game. And that was kind of the point. Like, it was supposed to be very brutal, very deadly. You can get hit once or twice and you're fucking dead tier. All the Conan stuff. This spiraled out into Song of Swords. Probably, Song of Swords is probably the best known one. And it's, to put it lightly, it's disastrous fuck up. Yeah, less of a disaster. Like, Song of Swords has some issues. We're gonna go over those issues, but I don't think Opaque Industries is I don't think Opaque Industries, the guys who actually made it, are around anymore. I think it's like one or two guys and like a massive fan community based around it. We're just gonna go over the raw book. We're not gonna go over the fan book, the extended super edition, you know, and we're not gonna go over any of that, because that's not what we're gonna do. The book that you're gonna buy. If you were to buy this game right now, well, we're gonna go, and it's not very good. Actually, that's kind of a mean way of putting it, but it's not finished. The other one was these two. So this is Band of Bastards. Actually, no, that's not. That's a Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is Band of Bastards, which gets a little bit weird, because Band of Bastards, right here, role-playing game, First Law Trilogy, and Witcher, alright. So it's kind of like violent, like, alright. However, Band of Bastards is also Sword and Scoundrel. It's also this, Experimental Effect Rules. These are the same games. but also not the same games because they split. That's kind of the issue. Can it be salvaged? Yes, yes, it can be. It's the thing is, Song of Swords isn't a bad game. Now, let me get this. Let me get this straight. Song of Swords isn't a bad game. The problem with Song of Swords is that everything that was behind it kind of got a little bit fucked. Projects happened, people left, people entered, the money went away. It was kind of like everything behind it kind of messed things up. Uh, that's why I've been fascinated in that, and I'm like, I don't know where to put it, but I'm like, well, I'll just do it with these Song of Sword, you know, kind of these successor games, which I found out Band of Bastards and Sword and Scoundrel were the same thing, but not. They were like split from the same people, pretty much. So it's like that's kind of odd. Like, oh, that's very strange. The only other one was this one. This is called Blades of the Iron Throne. Kind of see that same thing. Same. It's very much a successor of Riddle of Steel. I've been needing. I believe there is like 1 or 2 more of these successor games. I need to find them. Outside of that, like children games, what the fuck, guys? What the fuck happened here? You guys were like, yeah, let's go over literally every single children's game. You guys really wanted those, but so, ta-da! Yeah, those are kind of like what the Curious Cases are all about. So let's do this real. That's what we need to do. Luckily, what I can do is I can be incredibly fucking lazy. And we'll do that. Do this. But what we can do is we're going to change some things. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cut that. Cut that. Cut calf nut. Calf nut, not. 2, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we don't really that extra bit of command. Or that extra bit of command structure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. So the armor, actually, this armored core. Colony patrol, actually, what we'll do. Yeah, no. Actually, we'll do Space Core. Space Core! Actually, no, RV Armored Core. So this is going to be military pilot armor vehicles. General mechanics. Actually, we'll do general mechanics. Your job is to pilot. Like, your job is to do nothing fucking else. Officers Academy, and then you don't have any of those. Ground forces, we don't need. Gambling. We'll do stealth 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're gonna get 4. So then you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, the idea behind your tours of duty. Do you have any interest in making a Riddle of Steel successor? Already did. I wouldn't say it's like a true like successor, but I was very much a little bit inspired by it in a way. Which I need to see. I had an entire thing, the Twin Crowns. I was effectively going to be using this particular setting for it, because I actually quite enjoyed this setting as writing it, because I can also just use a bunch of paintings for it. Also won Best Concept and runner-up on Mechanics. I'm a successful boy. That was Tannenberg. Yep, that was Tannenberg. Breaking down, yep. Which, pretty complicated. I also got to make very bad puns the entire time. Where you get Boolong or black and white Cossins. Sword Penuruk. Yeah. Yeah, to a degree. That was literally the entire point of the women's duel. Is like, can I just write TSL but stronger? But yeah, no, it's like, if I were to like, honest to God, rewrite like, I want to make my own Riddle of Steel successor, like I would approach it very differently. Like it's like I would kind of want to do my own thing with it, which kind of goes against the entire preface for it. But I'm also someone who's like, I want to try something weird. Like, I'm like, here's an idea, let's do something strange with it. So, actually, we'll do technical X, lore X, technical X, lore X, and it would also be, what am I looking? Science, and then, one science choice. So, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Let's roll. Let's roll our first 2 tours. I just want to get a good idea of who we are. This is going to be just a start. If you choose just do 2 tours of duty, nothing more. This is what you're going to get. So you're going to roll. I rolled a 6 and a 3. All right, cool. Well, let's say we're going to go into Federal Field Research and Development, and then we're going into the Armored Corps. So, let's take you. So we are Federal Field Research and Development. Actually, we can do probably R&D. Then our Armored Corps. So pretty much our first tour was in R&D, and our second tour was in the Armored. So our basic ones we have. We're going to probably. What would we want to do? We would probably be we are going to be a military engineer. That's going to be our entire thing. We are going to be a military engineer. And that is, we're going to have technical, we're going to military vehicles. Lore, we'll do federal vehicles. And we are going, very important, science. What's our science going to be? We will probably we'll do formal science, we'll do formal sciences, and we'll do, what would it be? It would be, yeah, I actually Googled a lot of theoretical artificial intelligence, information heavy game theory. So formal systems such as logic, mathematics. So actually, we are formal science, mathematics. Yeah, we are pretty much going to be a computer. We're effectively a professor at this ring. So we've got our first 3 there. So let's see. That and how many open skills do we? 5 open skills in our first tour of duty. And as our second, we get 6. So we have a total of 11 skills we're free to take. But we also have to take military pilots, armored vehicles, and general mechanics. So for our first free one, or one of our first free ones, we're going to obviously take advanced mechanics. And you know what, screw it, let's double up. Double up here. So immediately we're going to burn quite a few of our points on very simple things. Like we're very focused on how we choose to do things. We are going to have be this. Let's do sensory equipment. Let's do sensory equipment. Probably do technical cav units. And we'll... I guess we can actually pick up mathematics. Just like as a default one. Let's see. We'll pick up barter. Barter is always nice. We like bartering. Let's see. So, one... off. Fortification. Technically, we should have command structure by default. So, at there. I have command structure. That's the standard, doing unorthodox things for money and fame. That's all I need. Let's see. We are for fortification. We don't really need tactics. Do we need any medical skills? No, we don't need any medical skills. We're not a fucking doctor. Or do we plan on being a doctor? We will pick up engineering. We'll actually do engineering at 10%. So that would bring us down to 1 skill left. And which we'll do appraisal. So there we go. We are very focused on what we do. But that's 2 tours of duty. Which is to kind of round out our character. Like, we already kind of know who this guy is. He's very focused on what he does. And it's pretty much the goal with D2000 and what I felt like my revelation about Megaversal. I think I've told people this before, but my revelation about Megaversal was that Megaversal is not a system about using every single skill you have. Because there is an absurd number of skills that are, and let me quote, fucking useless. Just useless skills. No one in their right goddamn mind is ever going to use juggling. However, there is one important thing. It's not necessarily the act of using juggling. It's the fact of having access to juggling that shapes your opinions. Yes, I have a 73% chance, 73 in my goddamn juggling skill. No one's gonna be like, man, I'm gonna lose to the guy with the juggling skill. No, that's not the point. It's the fact of like, why the hell are you like this expert juggler by the end of it being like, because I do parties. Like, yeah, I was someone who entertained other people. And there was going to be a time when you need to be like, well, I need to entertain a bunch of people. What do I do? And you're like, well, you have this juggling skill. And be like, time to juggle. It's more about having the options as the character to inform like more inform. How do I want to word this? It's more than to inform your character more than anything. How you choose to approach situations and how you choose to use them. I think that's, like, to me, the most important thing. So, yeah, we've kind of got a good idea for that. So, the Fleeing Federal, so, after the first, after each tour of duty, so each tour of duty would be 3 years. Character can choose to adopt a third tour of duty. 2 years. A character can choose to, actually not. Actually, we'll do 3 years. Each tour of duty is 3 years. A character can choose to a pilot. Let's see. A pilot can choose to pursue a third term, a third tour, and can pursue actually further tours to build up their skills. But each tour. Let's see. But each tour, all influences. Actually, let's see. Each tour runs the risk of losing. Actually, each tour runs the risk of losing attribute. Yeah. Each tour runs the risk of losing attributes. So what we're going to do is take this. To do this, to actually what we need to do. So roll 1d6. So anytime a new tour is selected, when a new tour is selected, the pilot gains +2 skill, +1, actually +2 skill, chosen skills, +2 chosen skills of their choice. Then they will roll. And they will roll on this chart. So roll a 1d6 plus it would be actually -2 minus extra tours. Attribute. So we'll do attribute loss. This would be 5. Should be 5, 4, 3, 2, or actually we'll do. Yeah, no. So 5, 3-4, 2-1, 0, 0 less. Which we so attribute loss is 0 here. 1 attribute, 2 attributes, and then attributes. So it's kind of the idea of we've gone on my third tour, and I'm gonna roll, and this is my third tour, so I'm gonna roll 1d6 minus 1. I rolled a 4, so I rolled a 3. I'm gonna take off 1 attribute. Just reduce 1 by a single point. That's it. And it's kind of like, say, this is kind of the wear and tear of time, and it's like, again, this is 6 years to kind of get you to this point, which is usually going to be like you're about 24 if you enlist right away, upwards of about in your 30s, maybe. Which at the end of it, you're like, well, you're kind of gaining, you're kind of losing, kind of the point. That's what I kind of wanted to get across more than that you are. I know it's wear and tear, but you have a lot more control over your skills than an Imperial pilot does. Should do it. Put to the left and combat. So combat always have Terry. Actually, don't need to do. I can just do to all federal pilots begin with military combat. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna do clan backgrounds now. So who are the clans? The idea behind it is you have big spooky empire of evil, but is corrupt, but is inefficient and honor bound. You also have the big good federal republic, but is marred in corruption and siege mentality. And then you have the clans. Clans are pretty much people who have been in let's see, actually we'll call them, they're not like BattleTech clans. I didn't want them to be that. It kind of didn't dawn on me until I wrote down the name. Like, fuck, I'm already too far in. Pretty much the idea behind the clans are that they are people who are nomads. They go from system to system. They mine a bunch of stuff. They sell a bunch of stuff, and then they leave. They're kind of constantly on the move, and they're pretty much space gypsies. But the big thing with them is that they are probably some of the best pilots in the area, just because they're good. They know what the hell they're doing, and they're also very goddamn good usually in certain things. The problem is with clans is that clans fucking hate other clans because it's very limited resources, and they'll get into fights. The particular campaign that I have by of Catan and Fisham. Catan, the thing is, it was actually originally, this is literally a joke for me and my friends, because we play a lot of Catan. So it was originally literally named Catan, as in like, do you Catan, the board game. Just the idea is like, they are very inefficient, they are very extravagant, and they are very qualified. The problem being is like, they are very, how do I want to word this? There will be times when officers will literally, again, to give you the idea, as what the Imperials are, you have to deal with the fact that like, there's a good chance mid-campaign one of your officers will feel offended and decide he wants to formally duel the other. And it's like, no, you fucking idiots, please don't kill each other. Oh wow, look, you killed each other. Or they'll decide to do things for zero reason. It's an empire, and they're very honorable, and they're very foolish. Like pretty much the idea of the campaign I have for my guys. I love to duel everybody. Yeah, pretty much the idea for the campaign I have for my guys are that there's going to be pretty much four factions that they can take the role, that they can kind of join, which is the idea of they're either going to be Imperial pilots, they are going to be Federal pilots, they'll like build a mill but run out of money for roads. Here's the thing: what'll happen is that they will get the money. I think the best way to kind of summarize Imperial logistics is they'll get the money. They'll get way too much money. Then they'll throw a party to celebrate the fact that they have the money. Because if they don't throw a party that they celebrate the money, they're going to someone's going to get pissed and not allow them to do something. They have to throw a party for that person. So okay, we've gotten the license to build the mill at this point by throwing this party. So now we have to start building the mill. But we have to go through the right people to do the right things, because if we don't go through the right people to do the right things, they're not going to work for us. Well, let's take the money and run because we're part of the wrong family. We finally got all that. We finally successfully built the mill. We finally successfully done everything. And now, after all of that, we've only come to discover that somewhere along the track did not like my last name and have decided to give us the wrong location for the mill, and they needed something completely different. That is Imperial logistics. People hate each other. Like, this isn't even factoring in roads. Like, it's very pomp and circumstance and not very... because pretty much the idea is, for this campaign, again, we have the Imperials, we have the Federals, and we have 2 clans. And the entire concept is, these clan stories are... Yeah, you can totally play as the Imperials. That's the entire point. The entire idea behind the clans is that their story is running parallel to the other ones, which is, there are 2 clans. One is on pretty much a suicide mission to kill the other. Like, we're gonna throw everything we can into killing this other clan because they dishonored us a century ago, and we don't have a place to go back to, so we're gonna get everyone we can, and we're making a beeline for them. And you're also playing the clan of, like, these guys have wiped us out almost to a man. We're going to fight till the bitter fucking end. They will not step foot in our territory. And then you're going to fight. All while there's this other piece of drama going on the other side. Because that's kind of what I wanted to get across, is like, big galaxy, big robots. Robots actually not the point. Robots are just here for men. That's why originally this was supposed to be a Gundam game. But I'm like, fuck, my players don't know Gundam at all, so I can't run a Gundam game. Let's see. Yeah, the clans. Ancient humanity. Sounds hundreds of colony ships to corners. Corners of the galaxy during Terra's demise. During Terra's demise, many of these lost, destroyed, or had settled down planets, which were settled down planets. Few of these colony ships were adrift due to accident or sabotage. These drifting hulks slowly became home to entire countries worth people. Countries worth people. These vagrant colony ships would slowly morph into clans, tribalistic and superstitious. They know space better than anyone, and are fiercely protective of their independence. They will travel They will travel across the stars in search of resources to mine, sell, and eventually process back into valuable living commodities. Actually, into valuable commodities. As a clan cav pilot, you have very particular role in society. As most of the time, you are a regular citizen. Actually a regular citizen. A regular citizen. Almost every man, woman, and child in a clanship can operate a cav unit. Cav unit due to their importance, survival. This is why I didn't make a Gundam game. Who needs that when we're Gurren Lagann? I'm like, no, we're real robots now, baby. Because I like real robots. I think real robots are fun. It's pinging. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Why can't Ukrainians be where they want to be in Ukraine? No. Let's see. Clan fan, not clan. It's heading 2, right? It's heading 3. To the entire countries. If playing, okay. If playing clan pilots, choose one of the following backgrounds. Choose one of the following backgrounds. Choose or roll. Choose or roll for one following backgrounds. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna need to do some different. So athlete works, backpacker works, butler or maid. What we'll do is it would be a what would be a good. It would be like clansman. Actually, no, it would be kitchen staff. Backpacker would be you would be specialist. Chaplain, religion of choice, lore religion. Clown, of course we're going to put in clown. just so I can make my friend pee it. Let's see. Computer technician. We would want systems technician. Engineer. Ships. Technical ships. Actually, I should call this spacecraft. Technical spacecraft. Convict. He would be a don't need either of those, so convict wouldn't be. Exile. We're in exile. Because everyone's going to pretty much have combat training basic. That's kind of the idea. Everyone's going to combat that particular. Linguist. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And staff. Chaplain, system technical linguist, detective. Firefighter, endurance training. Actually, yeah, this would be a. I'm gonna call you Cav. I'm gonna call you a cab laborer. Actually, a Cav miner. Endurance training, technical calves. You're also going to have Cav license. You're going to have it. You're going to have piloting. Handy manager, mechanics and trade, janitor, technical cleaning, public. Lawyers, you're going to have that. Lumberjacks, you're not going to have that. You don't need lumber. You don't need that, but you're also not going to be a lumberjack. You're going to be a Cav defender. You're going to have labor, and you're going to have combat training military. You're going to be the only one in the entire medical resident. Punk combat training basic. You're not going to combat training basic because everybody has combat training basic already. Are, however, going. We'll give you stealth. Stealth, salesman, barter, deception, intelligence, security. You need either of the. You don't need any of those. You're going to need search. And you're going to need what would be a very good thing for you to have. Stay. Teacher, technical education, public speaking, and empathy. Tweaker, streetwide dealer. You know, we're not going to be a tweaker. I need something else here. So actually, cav mechanic. You're going to have technical cav units, I should say. To have cav units. And actually, no, you have general mechanics and advanced mechanics. Yeah. Walk you down there. We can sort our table out. Kind of get a good idea for, like, yes, I'm an athlete. I'm the. If you notice, these guys don't actually have that many skills because they're they're not really. Actually, all clansmen start. Let's start with combat training, basic. Yeah, you're pretty standard across the board. You're not too important in that regard. Alright. I'm feeling decent. Felt like we didn't get that much done, but we actually got quite a bit when it comes to like backgrounds and stuff. Because most of what we need to do now is like combat, which again, not much is going to change. It's just going to be adding in all the actual like things down here and all the equipment, obviously. Like, the idea behind D2000 is that it's not supposed to be difficult. That's not the point. The point is never for it to be difficult. The point is for it to be fun and make it kind of get up and go so people understand. So, I'm going to call it there for tonight. Maybe not the most exciting stream in the world, but I hope that everyone had fun. Thank you again, Zedwack, for leaving me a good old subscribe. So now I get to, I am only one step closer to rewriting a game about hardcore hentai. So thank you very much. So I'm going to head out. Godspeed, good luck. I will catch you all on the flip side. Goodbye.